Hello, hello, young world. What's up, y'all? This is Jen Johns. I'm back at it again, representing Team Love is Love Worldwide. Love is Love Worldwide is a global initiative of artists supporting artists. It is currently a fund that we're launching this weekend, February 20th. It is a 24-hour launch, 24 hours, 24 countries, 400 artists from all over the world. And our goal is to raise at least $200,000 in this first round of funding, which would mean that each artist would get $500. And if you are aware of the exchange rate in the United States of America to other countries, you understand that 500 American dollars in countries around the world is game changing for so many artists, and $500 in America is also really powerful. And so we're just being ourselves. We're being artists supporting artists. We're doing what we know how to do, and that's be creative. And so it is an honor and a blessing and a privilege to sit here and have a conversation with the Queen Fly Lady Di, my former housemate. We're over here chopping it up about acting a whole ass monkey fool in Brooklyn.
Ages ago, like a lifetime ago, but it's so funny because it feels like yesterday. Like whenever I think of those times, like I never realized how long time has passed since then. It's always like, oh wait, wasn't that last year?
Di, you painted the cherry blossom tree.
Yeah, and I think it was your birthday. It was like 2008 around this time.
So my house is a hot ass mess, but I can't not do this. So everybody, this is my former housemate. We had a legendary house run by Dina Alexanian. We affectionately called it 402 or the Blind Tiger. Okay, it was amazing. And Fly Lady Di is an incredible dancer. But in our house, she was a painter. And she painted all of this incredible art all of the time. Like you'd be like, what's Di doing quiet for too long? And magically there would be like, you went through a whole butterfly phase. It was amazing. And so one year she paints this, there you go, where she paints this incredible cherry blossom tree. I'm gonna do my best not to cry. She does this cherry blossom tree on this wall. Fucking incredible. Fast forward, I have lived all over the fucking world now. I've lived so many different places. I live in Los Angeles now. You're back home in Toronto in Canada. And I'm looking for a place. I've just recently moved to Los Angeles. So I was in the Bay. You don't even know this story. And I'm looking for places, and I find a place on Airbnb. And the picture has got this beautiful image on it. And I go, that'll make me feel comfortable while I find my home. So I pick this place based on this beautiful image on the wall. I walk in and immediately know it's my home and wind up signing a lease to stay here because of this cherry blossom tree. So I just want you to know, you planted seeds, sister.
Oh my God.
So, wow.
You're gonna make me cry now. Love it.
It's incredible. So it's so good to see you. And that's just proof positive. Like the squad, the Love is Love squad has been about loving up on each other and inspiring each other forever. And it's been a diversity of ethnicities and sexual orientations and people from around the world. And, you know, when Love is Love was birthed as a dance showcase, it always had more than just dance in it. It always had all of us in it. And so tell me about your experiences with Love is Love, Di. Tell me about your times with it.
Oh man, well, since the very like humble beginnings, like back in, I think it was like 2008 or even further back, 2006.
Yeah, girl.
Right. So yeah, I mean, we all know that I was really close to Ray, and Ray and Dina put this together. And, you know, Ray was such a huge part of the dance community in New York City and still is in his spirit.
Yeah.
His legend like continues. And yeah, being, you know, proxy to Ray and Dina, and like obviously living with Dina for a year and a half, like I did, having those epic moments and the epic parties, like it only made sense for all of those things to culminate into a production, like a professionally run production, showcasing all the artists in New York, and now showcasing all the artists all over the world. And when Dina first, called me and told me about it, I was like, oh, she's crazy. This is not going to fly, because it's just so much logistics and so much like to handle.
Dina, you're like,
make it happen, right? Like we know getting into any party, there could be a
any party
4 blocks long. We would walk in anything we were wearing.
We didn't have to be cute. Fuck that.
We would tell the guy that we were working or something. I don't know what she told him, but we would just slide right in like hot knife through butter.
Oh.
Anyway, like Dina just knows how to work it, and so here we are today, working it with Dina yet again.
Our fearless leader, the Shamaki. Well, I remember the early days of Love is Love and just the energy around it. You know what I mean? Like the energy, and knowing even then that something really special, something that was game-changing was happening. And Love is Love as a dance showcase went from, it was always popping. Like, and that's the thing, too, about this squad of human beings, is that we don't really need a whole lot, just some good music and, each other, and it's good, but it was always popping, always well attended, always the best talent. But there was an energy even then that felt like something historic was happening, something game-changing was happening. And I reflect on that as we're at a change, at a crossroads in this moment, and appreciating how something historic is happening right now. Like, as scary as these times are, as painful, as hard as these times are, something really beautiful is happening. We have agency to change the way that the systems have worked around us artists, and really, put the camaraderie between us at the forefront, artists supporting artists, and that's what this Love is Love Fund is about. So you have helped to curate the Canada Toronto chapter. Give me just a little bit on what that was about for you, or who you have.
Well, a lot of them are just like people that I felt were representing whatever art from their practices are to the fullest and to the best extent, and who are the most professional. And so these are my favorites, the ones that also like exhibit something unique and bring some like a unique contribution to the forms as well. And people that are just like really strong in their, their direction, their execution, and people that I find like, will flourish with like a program like this. And so it was really fun. And it was actually really easy. There's a lot of talent coming from Toronto and Canada at large. So it wasn't really hard to, find and pick and choose, because I've, been in the community for so long and been around artists, dancers, musicians, painters, and people that I didn't even know were painters like that. Like Ray Masiri, who we have as our visual artist, is a crazy b-boy, and I've always known him as a dancer and a battler, and he's always killed it in competitions. And little did I know that he was an incredible visual artist, like with this massive following, and doing all these amazing gigs. And so I'm more than happy to like put that on the map as well, and showcase people's like talents other than what they're known for initially.
That's super awesome. So you've got the mix of visual art, you've got some dance, like there's so much. I haven't had a chance to look at everybody's stuff because there's just so, if you're tuning in just now, we're talking about Love is Love Worldwide. We're kicking off this global fund starting tomorrow, the 20th. It's 24 hours, 24 countries, 400 artists, and you are representing Toronto and Canada. So tell me about the blend of artists that you have.
We have a lot of street dance. So for the dance, a lot of them representing street dance. So the chapter Canada is from Montreal, based in Montreal. I'm actually in Montreal right now.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm going back and forth, Toronto, Montreal. But they are the premier whacking crew in Canada. Whacking is a dance form that was influenced greatly by Tyrone Proctor, who was their teacher. And he was, I think, the first to teach whacking in the whole country of Canada. So they represent that. Mixed Mix Dance Collective is a whole sort of like mix, obviously, of street dance, so like whacking, house, hip hop, voguing, and that sort of thing. Tentacle Tribe, they kind of mix contemporary with like b-boying, b-girling. Elon and Emmanuel were with Cirque du Soleil, and that's how they first connected, I believe. That's how I knew them. And they created their own collective of these incredible forms of, you know, mixing contemporary with like sort of street dance and b-boying, b-girling. Amanda Mae Wilson, I've known since she was like in high school. In her younger days, I used to judge competitions where she would just like stop the entire show just by performance. And so she's become an incredible artist in her own right, like flourishing as her own sort of like dance brand, I guess you want to say. But as an individual, she's really flourishing, and I really am excited for people to really see her showcase on a bigger scale. Ray Masiri, I mentioned earlier. Call Me Poke, I recently connected with. She's from Barbados, but she's also Filipino heritage, like me. So we connected with that, and she's an amazing DJ and MC, and so I wanted to put her on the map as well. Ramada is a good friend of mine. We both grew up in a town called Markham, Ontario, which is like a small town of Toronto. Okay. And she's beginning her flourishing music career, so I wanted to make sure that she got represented also. DJ Blessed is my homegirl from out here. She's also Filipino heritage, and she currently lives in Montreal, but she's thinking of like moving all over the world right now. She's like left the country, and she's but she's an amazing DJ. Actually, these are her records. Wait, which way? Yeah, this way. These are her records that I'm holding for her, and she lent me her turntables also. So so there's a huge connection there. And last but not least, Yo Fidelic, also known as Kellyanne Brimo, amazing dancer, street dancer. I don't know her background further than street dance, but I traveled to Winnipeg in 2011, and I taught a workshop, and that's when I first met her. And she's, you know, done her own thing and created her own sort of like, I hate to say brand, but her own sort of unique expression of dance. And I can't wait for people to see that as well.
Awesome. Well, if you guys are just tuning in, we are talking with the queen, Fly Lady Di, who is just a powerhouse artist in her own right. We are wrapping up. I have one last question for you, just really, really quick, because then I got to jump on with Tony Touch, because that's what Love is Love is everybody showing love. So if you could give artists a magic wand and you could change anything for us, what would it be?
Oh, that's a heavy. Why would you make this last question? It's on me right now. Man, if I had a magic wand, that's hard because I'm an artist and I want to have a magic wand as well. I think ultimately it's the mind frame, right? Because like so much of what we all do as practitioners of art is mental, and getting over these sort of mental humps. Like through this pandemic, everyone's been saying like, oh, the least essential people are artists, which I feel is like completely untrue. We're the most necessary, because like, what are people doing at homes? They're watching TV, they're listening to music, they're looking at art, etc. So I would say just, you know, to switch the mind frame and to turn off any of that rhetoric that we're not important to the world, because we so are. We're like the most important, in my opinion, and to just keep killing it, and you know, be kind to yourself. Like it's not always an easy time to create. Although we have all this time at our fingertips, like don't feel the pressure to like use it as an artist residency, as my friend said. Like this isn't what it is. It's a pandemic. It's an unprecedented time. Mentally, it's really tough on everyone. So be kind to yourself and be kind to others. And everyone else who's not an artist, remember that we are important, we are needed, and we need help. Because, you know, the help is not always there. In countries like Canada, luckily we have it. But, you know, for other countries, Godspeed. So that's why this is important.
That's why we're doing what we're doing. Well, girl, it is so good to see your face. I cannot wait to see your segment, and we're going to have a good time, and it's not going to be another 11 years before we see each other again.
Definitely not. You are beautiful, and I'm so grateful to have seen you and spoken with you, and that this is recorded forever in eternity.
Like, all right. I will see you very, very soon. Peace.
Yes, indeed.